Today we are doing something I have been wanting to do for a long time, and that is dye or stain our white tissue paper with 3 different kinds of wine. I want to make 3 sweetheart roses, one in a deep red wine, one in a rosé, and one in a white, and see what happens. I just thought it would be a really interesting experiment, and how cute if you could actually make a wine-stained rose. So I hope you take the journey with me, and let's see if it dies or dies. So the first thing I did was cut strips of white tissue paper, and each petal that I'm making is going to be 3 layers of tissue paper thick. And then I just folded them up into these little packets, easy to dip. I'm not like an experienced drinker here, so it might just be a process to open the wine. Like, how do you even get it started? Dear, is this right? I bought such cheap bottles, I would have been sure that they were screw tops. Oh, this is a real test for me. Okay, and now what? Isn't it supposed to like do something? Why do I feel like somebody's gonna get hurt and it's not gonna be the wine bottle? Oh, I see the cork. What am I doing wrong? This isn't a real corkscrew, is it? Okay, let's try this one. See, guys, I wasn't kidding around. I don't know. I don't drink wine. But this I've seen done before. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here's our reds. This is a Cabernet Sauvignon. And it's really early in the morning, so, okay. I think this is a screw top. Thank you. Bottle 2 and bottle 3. So I do think I'm gonna rinse the paper off just because I don't want sugars or the alcohol itself to kind of mess it up. All right, let's go red first. So far, it's dyeing exactly the same way like dye does for me. I'm gonna dip it a little bit more and get a little richer color. I'm also wondering if the smell is gonna stay in it. This is a beautiful color, I gotta say. And I'm gonna leave it light side up. I want the dark to come down. Okay, next one, let's try the rosé, which honestly looks more brownish from here. I'm not seeing anything. No pigment at all. I'm gonna leave it in there a minute, and let's try the white. Well, I can't tell if I'm hallucinating color. Maybe? Nothing. So I think I'm gonna go red with all of them. Yeah, nothing at all on the white or the rosé. Explain what it smells like here right now. I'm just gonna play around now, making my own rosé. Let's see how deep we can get this. It's drinking the glass of wine. It seems to almost have its limit of how deep it'll dye it, because I left this in pretty long and it's the same as the ones I just dipped. I'm thinking since the white didn't do anything, I'm not gonna just waste the paper, and we'll just make some different color reds. Making your own paper for your flowers, it's a lot of fun. It's a little messy, but it's a lot of fun. We have some beautiful colors here. The white and the rosé just did not want to play with us today. We know, those died, literally. But the Cabernet seems to really dye, and I think they're gonna be really pretty color. So I'm gonna let these dry, and then we'll bind them together. In the meantime, cheers. No, I'm not really gonna drink it. I'm not, it's too early. This is the first board of the wine-stained rose petal strips. I'm surprised at how light they came out, considering how dark the wine was, but I do like the color. So I just mixed some Mod Podge glossy and matte, because I did want a little shine to these petals. And it's always best to flip your strip just to ensure that the glue went through to both sides. It's time for the reveal, and I always like you to see my expression firsthand so you know how it came out. So these are the binded wine-stained rose petals. Only red because the white and the rosé didn't really stain anything, which I'm still spiraling about, but anyway. So these are the red rose petals. Here we go. And oddly, they look very white. So the first board, I gotta say, they're very light. We'll see how these wine-stained petals come out, because I'm really shocked the color wasn't richer. But I know there were some that were originally, we did white and rosé, and then I dunked them into the red, and I think the paper maybe was so saturated it couldn't absorb a lot more. So maybe that's why these are so white. We'll see what board 2 looks like. Also finding these harder to peel, and I don't know if it's because of the wine in the paper, but I am struggling to get them off the parchment. Hey, we wouldn't know if we didn't try. So not impossible to get off, but the wine definitely affected how it peels off of the parchment paper. I also just wanted to say, I do not smell any wine at all. The other thing I thought of was I could have double dunked them in the red to make it a deeper red. So I could have let them dry and then do the whole process again of staining them. No, it's the same. Very light. I think we have white roses. How can that be? They were pretty dark. That was red wine. Watch, once they're put together in a flower, we're gonna be like, oh my God, that's the prettiest rose I've ever seen. What color is that? Well, I'm not saying the color's not there. I was just saying it's hard to see. Can you see it on the camera at all? It's like the softest pink. I'm telling you, sometimes it's the ones like right now that you're like, oh, and they might come out really pretty once they're put into a flower. So let's not give up hope yet. Definitely not the rich wine-stained rose I was anticipating. So I just wanted to show you close up how some of the paper came out. It's almost a grayish, almost looks dirty in parts, but I think it's just transparent. So now we are ready to cut the petals. Basically, we need 5 of these for each rose and 10 to 15 of these for each rose, depending on how big you want your rose to be. So let's start cutting. The only thing I want to mention is if there is shading, I'm definitely going to cut with the gradient down below and the lighter color up top. But some of these it's really difficult to even see. I want to show you how I'm treating these wine-stained rose petals. I'm still really fascinated with the color. It's so faint considering it's red wine. There's something I don't think I could duplicate with a dye. So to treat these petals, the smaller one, you're just using my curling tool, and I like to run it along the whole thing a couple times and then just leave it like that. For the larger ones, I was doing the two corners one way and then flipping it over and doing the bottom the other way so that you get this nice wave here. And then when we glue them, it's going to make a beautiful cup. When you're done doing that, I like to add this little finish touch, which is to roll the very tip along any tool, thin tool. This came with my embossing tools, and then I just squeeze, and it makes this really attractive edge to the rose that I think looks really authentic. So it's just a really soft squeeze after you curl, and you can do it on the other ones as well. It's just a very gentle one, very gentle curl and squeeze. So before I start gluing the actual roses together, I like to make sure I have all the parts ready. So I do have a bunch of these gold trimmed rose leaves I made in another video. I'll put the link to that video below. I did want to make the sepal. I want to make about 4 or 5 of those per rose. So all I do is take some extra green left from my leaves, cut them into the 1 by 2 inch strip, and I fold them, and you can pretty much, just as long as you're consistent, cut the same size and shape. I put them kind of face down, spray them real quick, and use one of the fondant tools so they really come out very authentic to me. And then I just glue them right at the bottom of the base this way. Now we're going to glue it together. So first I'm starting with an 18 gauge wire. So I'm just kind of sorting my petals to which I'd like to put together on a flower. Right, that's 12. Definitely want a water bottle. I use this on every petal. If you don't, you're most likely going to rip your petal. Something about when you add water to the paper, it almost acts more like a fabric, like you can bend it much easier. So especially the first one, because the first one we want to wrap as tightly as possible. So I actually do a test run, and I spray it and I roll it without adding any hot glue first, because I just want to be sure I'm going to get it as tight as I can. And then I go back and I add the hot glue. You don't want to look in and see the wire. Okay, so the next one we're going to do the same way, 1 little spritz, just so I know it's not going to rip. Then I add my hot glue. I'm going to go a little bit overlapping, matching the bottom, checking where the top is going, and then squeezing. Now you should get in a habit of putting a pen where the next petal goes. You won't see this obviously when the flower's done, but at least if you put it down and walk away, you don't lose that nice spiral look inside. So always where my thumb is where the next petal is going. Now to do the bigger petals, it's the same exact way. Where the curve in is where you're going to attach it. So we're going to give a little spray, just so we have some flexibility. And we're going to put hot glue right on there. And then where you left your black mark. See how it would start to get a little confusing of where to put the next one? So you put your little black mark. Check your height and squeeze. You just want to keep squeezing here, but while it's wet, you can stick your finger in here and kind of shape it. I'm squeezing really tightly down at the base, and then again, going in and sculpting it while it's wet. Squeeze all the layers as tightly as you can. I'm wondering if you can see the wine stain at all on camera. Keep squeezing the base. So you can stop wherever you want to. I'm going to go ahead and add these last 2 petals, but you make the flower the size you want. You can even make a really small bud out of just a few petals if you want. You're the artist. It does get harder the bigger it gets. It's like less to grab onto at the base. This is my last one. So now to finish it off, I'm going to take about 4 or 5 maybe of these that we made. I'm going to put some hot glue almost halfway up, and then I'm gonna attach this to the wire, and it covers up the whole base there. And I do overlap them a little. But see how I'm taking it down the base a little bit further, so then I can tape it, and I'm gonna have a nice thin stem. You may burn a finger or two, but you know what? It's worth it for the flowers. See, one more here. And then you can even go back and roll them down a little bit. So now we're gonna take our tape, and I like to put a little hot glue, and this is where we try to hide the things we don't want people to see. So I'm just gonna add a couple leaves here and there. Rose leaves usually kind of grow together, like on a little branch. I like to cut one stem of the leaf a little bit shorter so that it blends a little bit better when I attach it. So now I'm going to just kind of turn that out like that and add it on here. And now what I'd like to do is use one of these tubes to reinforce the wire. I got this on Amazon, and they come in all different size tubes. Let's see how high up I can get it. So I can get it right where the joint is here. I'm gonna add one more leaf. So just to finish this off, I want to just put a little hot glue there so it doesn't come loose. Shape your leaves where you want them. Here's one of the wine-stained roses. You could see inside they are very pretty. So here are the finished wine-stained roses. I don't know how they're showing up on the camera. They are not just white. They have a beautiful grape tint to them. I'm really shocked that they are as light as they are, and the only thing I could think is if I didn't rinse them out, but I felt like I had to rinse them out, otherwise the sugars in the wine would have ruined the paper. So maybe the way to go is like to double dip or triple stain them. This has to be experimented more. I would definitely like to try different types of red wine and see if I can get different colors from them, but I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with them right now. I do think they're really very pretty, so I'll probably use them as handouts. I loved this experiment. I want to experiment more, maybe with coffee, with tea. I was even thinking boozy flowers, all different kind of alcohols, like a whiskey stain. I wonder if those would work. So I think we should go down this rabbit hole a little bit more. So don't forget to subscribe, because you definitely don't want to miss what I might be dipping it into next. Hit the alert button so you get that little alarm notification. New video has bloomed. And thank you, everybody. I appreciate you being out there, and I hope I'm igniting your creativity. Have a great week.